Go.
So this is my Python 3 presentation made by me. So first, what is Minecraft EDU? So basically the whole course, the course I'm taking right now is Minecraft EDU slash Minecraft Python 3, which Minecraft is a game where you can build like houses, traps, or anything like that. And it's an infinite world where you can also survive on your own in like a survival mode, creative mode, you can build things. And then I use Minecraft EDU to make my project, which is because it's free and the actual version costs money. So Minecraft EDU really does help make this project possible. So what my idea? What was my idea? My idea was my project came mostly from the roots of Python as I made like games where you guess numbers and it was most of it was basic code. But interesting thing about my project is that it uses a bunch of agent functions to make the project more appealing and generally funner to play. As regular Python only makes you like write context on a script board, but Minecraft allows you to make the game more 3D and gives a better dashboard to have help you build games. So what I use to build my projects. So first we have the agent functions, which is the detect function and the inspect function. Both of these functions are pretty similar, but detect basically detects a certain block of value, but inspection detects the block type. Inspection basically says, oh, the block in front of me is air, dirt or something like that. But the detect function detects a certain number value, which is like zero, which is air. And then they're pretty similar, but they can be used interchangeably depending on like your purpose. So what I use again, so first I have the agent move functions, which is similar to the detect, but instead of move, it turns directions. And there's parameters such as what direction you want to move in, how many blocks you want to move, etc. And the turn direction function is written like agent.turn, turn direction, and then D is your direction you're turning, and it always turns 90 degrees. So if you want to turn it 180 degrees, you can put like another one or full loop for two, and then you could select your distance, right, left, etc. So this is my code example. This is the first code that I actually like built inside of Minecraft by pasting it into my Colab, which is a Google Colab, which is a coding website made by Google, which is free, and it helps me organize my code and versions of the final project. So first we have the variable or function called game, which is the whole game, which helps me like organize it to make sure it's like on tap. So we have like the first introduction, and then we have the random trigger, which helps detect a random number, which lists out the block answer. And the answer is the block list above with block n, which is the number, which gives an answer. This one gets the detail of a block. And then this is for testing, so it says answer, so I can test if the answer is right or if it's right. And then inspection checks the block in front of it, and you get three attempts for the if for loop. So this is another code example that's not in my final project, but it did help show the inspect and detect. So we have inspect here, which the text inspects the block down, which it will say the name of the block and it will say the block number. For this one, it does the same thing, but it says back instead. So here's my actual project. So here we have the final project, which is right here. You can see block of name scan. If it equals the answer, which is right here, is it says you win, and then you move the agent move back one and forward one, and make sure attempt zero. So there's this variable called attempts, which as long as it's above zero, you will still run the code. So it's an infinite loop until you run out of attempts. And then that's pretty much the core part of the code, as is the while loop is basically repeating in hard code again and again until your attempt is zero or you win. So this is another like part of the code that's pretty significant as in Minecraft, there's this new function called block function, which is I made a list called block, which is the blocks you can get guess from, red concrete, orange concrete, etc. And then here is a random detection, which makes a random number, and it says it pick my block, and it gets me from different of these lists of blocks, and then the answer is get the item detail block n, which is this. So what was my favorite part of this entire course? So my favorite part of the course was the agent, because the agent provided a brand new diversity of ideas and different ways to use the agent, such as building, racing, building, guessing, etc., which made this course overall different from the other Python courses, as regular Python doesn't let you do things like the agent can. So I can get some improvements such as the complexity, visual aesthetics, and alternative outputs. So first, the game can be a little more complicated right now. Since we're guessing blocks, which is similar to like the more basic blocks such as color blocks, we can probably input more harder blocks such as bricks, dirt, grass blocks, etc., which makes it more diverse. And then we have more scenarios in the game, like such as, oh, you're so close, etc. And then number two, the code can also be more visually appealing with more organization and code in the game. As right now, if someone was to edit my code, it would be harder to know where everything is because everything's kind of like messed up and not organized. So I can organize the code a little better to make it easier for people to edit it. And for the last improvement, the agent can also say more voice lines such as like, "Oh, you're so close. Oh, you're getting colder, hotter, etc." So it will be make the game more diverse and more interactive rather than more basic. Thank you for listening to my presentation.